Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us on this video. We have 5 great tips to pass along when it comes to embracing technology over the next couple of weeks and maybe even the next couple of months as we battle coronavirus. The first tip regards Facebook Live. We're getting a lot of questions. I'm getting a lot of questions. How do I set up Facebook Live? We need to be doing Facebook Live. And the reality is that your church probably does need to have a Facebook Live presence. But here's the deal. If you're not set up for Facebook Live, don't worry about it. Spend your energy doing other things. Now, if your church has Facebook Live capabilities, utilize them. But if you don't, a real simple solution, instead of running out and trying to learn Facebook Live and buying a bunch of equipment, is to simply pick up your phone, pick up a video camera, and record your sermon, and then post it to your church's Facebook page at the time that your congregation would normally meet. So if your congregation normally meets Sundays at 10:30 in the morning, record your sermon and post it to your church's Facebook page at 10:30 in the morning. Your people who follow you on Facebook will see it 10:30 on Sunday morning. Another little tip here, a relatively new tool that Facebook has rolled out is what's called a watch party. So on your church's Facebook page, when you post your video, start a watch party. Now it's not exactly Facebook Live, but what it does is it gathers all of your friends, all of the people who follow your page and say, hey, this church is about to share a video. Would you like to join us as we watch together? So utilize that going forward. The second tip is Facebook Live. Now, what do I mean? Because I just said how Facebook Live really isn't designed for a sermon. And it's not. Facebook Live is more designed less for a monologue, which is a sermon, and more for dialogue. So you don't need to buy a bunch of equipment and a new soundboard and a new camera to go live, because you can go live right here on your phone for Facebook Live. So here's where Facebook Live really will help over the next couple of weeks. Facebook Live is not designed for, as I said earlier, a sermon, which is essentially a monologue. Facebook Live is really designed for dialogue. And what I mean by that is as you are interacting with Facebook Live, you are also interacting with the people who are commenting and asking questions. So it is more you interacting with people live in that particular setting. There are a number of people all across the connection who are doing tremendous work with Facebook Live and prayer vigils. Here in Louisiana, Robert Johnson does a great job of gathering together his people and praying almost on a daily basis. Rachel Billups from Ginghamsburg Church in Ohio, she gathers together every single morning and prays with her community. So utilize Facebook Live in that particular context. Some things to keep in mind. Be in a very quiet setting. This is really important as people will need to hear you. And try to stabilize your phone. If that's a tripod or mounted against a bookcase or something, shaky video, not good. Bad audio, really not good when it comes to Facebook Live. The third tip that I'd like to share is the fact that you have a video camera with you. You have a camera with you at all times. Show your church being church to the community and tell people why your church is being church to the community. Show photographs, record video. This will be an opportunity for you to not only show that your church is engaged with the community, but also it will allow those who may be stuck inside, quarantined for 2 to 3 weeks, this will be an opportunity for them to engage with their church without having to leave home. The fourth tip is online meetings. Which channel should we use for online meetings? That's another question that we're getting a lot of. They're all great. Skype, GoToMeeting. Here at the conference office, we use Zoom. The reason why we use Zoom is because it's free, but also because it works and it's really, really good for mobile platforms. So we highly recommend Zoom, but any opportunity for you to do online meetings, embrace it. There's a little bit of a learning curve as you gather together for the first time, but the more you do it, the more you're going to get used to it. One quick tip for online meetings. If you're not speaking, mute yourself. It's just one of those things with online meetings. If you're not going to say anything, please mute your phone or mute your computer. The final tip regarding communication is to don't forget about the fact that you have the gold standard when it comes to communicating with your congregation. The gold standard is you have their email address. Social media is fantastic, and we need to be doing a better job of embracing social media. But remember, you have an email address. It is the gold standard. So as much as you do on social media, as much as you share videos, and as much as you record your sermons and post them on social media, don't forget that not everyone is on social media, but everyone has an email address. So whatever you do on social media, take the opportunity to also share that with folks via email. Friends, as the bishop said earlier this week, we absolutely need to be practicing social distancing. But that does not mean that we need to be practicing spiritual distancing. Technology is a great opportunity for you to stay engaged with your community, stay engaged with your congregation. And as we go forward, it is just a hope of mine, and it's probably a hope of yours as well, that when people go on social media, the first thing that they're going to do is try to connect with people. That's what they do on social media. The other thing that happens when we connect on social media is we read a lot of information. And sometimes the more information we read, the more anxiety there is, the more worries, the more fears as a result of that information. So we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity all across the connection, all across the world. We have an opportunity to remind people that we worship a God that is bigger than all of this, a God that heals, a God that sustains. The message of love, peace, and hope is a message that we need to be sharing now more than ever for not only our congregations and not only the conference, but for the entire kingdom.